see you. So good to see you. If you have questions, go ahead and ask in the chat. So today's topic, good morning everyone. Today's topic is, are you waiting for things to improve? Are you waiting? Sometimes we want something and we're just telling ourselves, okay, I'll just wait. I'll just wait. Things are going to improve. Things are going to get better. And actually waiting becomes our state of being. So I want to share with you something in this video, like a concept that I learned how to shift this around, right? Because you don't want the waiting, you want the thing, right? You don't want to wait for the thing. So the concept I basically learned is, instead of waiting, start preparing, right? So okay, so let's say you really want something to happen, right? You really want something to happen, and you just, okay, so I'll just wait, or maybe it will happen next week, maybe it will happen next month, maybe next year, I'll just wait for it. No, because think about it, the version of yourself who already have the thing, it's completely different from the version of yourself that is just sitting there and waiting, right, for things to change. So what do I mean by start preparing, right? Start preparing is basically start to act as someone that already has it. How do you act as someone who already has it? You prepare for it, right? Let's say you know that you have like a trip somewhere, or you need to travel next week. So you're going to prepare it, right? You're going to prepare your passport. Are you going to, oh, what clothes am I going to wear? You're going to ask yourself, right? What clothes am I going to wear? Or you start basically preparing, right? You prepare like how much money you're going to take, or if you are traveling with someone, or you need to change your, I don't know, your cell phone, package, because if you are traveling to another country or something, you know what I'm saying? So start preparing. So how do you prepare to something that it's not, you can't really sit here, right, in the 3D reality, but you want it to come, you want it. So this is what you buy. If you hear people saying take inspired action, so this is it. So okay, so let's say, I give you example. Let's say you really want to travel somewhere, but you don't even have your passport, right? You never issue the passport because you never traveled anywhere, right? So go ahead and issue your passport. Or if you want to, if you still haven't issued your passport, you can start and buy little things like the cover of your passport, right? So there's a lot of things that you heard about people that if they want to, to have a baby, they buy like a tiny baby suit, right? Or something like a clothes to the baby and put it in the closet, right? So basically, if you are joining right now, today we're talking about stop waiting. Are you waiting for things to happen, right? Because so waiting becomes like a state of one, and you don't want to wait. You want the thing, right? So the concept that I learned, so instead of waiting, start preparing. So how do you start preparing? You take inspired action. So for example, what I just shared, let's say you want to travel somewhere, but you don't even have a passport, right? So go and issue your passport, right? Or go and buy like the passport covers, right? So if you're going to take, because what you have to do, you have to convince your subconscious mind that you already have it. So these are two different versions of yourself. The version that is waiting for things to happen, it's not the same version of yourself that already experienced it, right? Of course, you want to experience, you don't want to wait for it, right? So if you are going to take little inspired action, your mind is going to see it as proof. And if your mind going to see like tangible stuff, oh, I'm going to use it, where I travel. Oh, I'm going to use it, I don't know, for my new apartment, or I'm going to use it for my new car. So go ahead, you don't have to be, like rich. Just go ahead and buy little things to start preparing, to convince your mind that it's really going to happen, right? Or start to go online and search for this, like, I don't know, hotel or whatever, if you want like a vacation in Hawaii or whatever, right? So because when you are preparing yourself, you actually projecting that you already have it. You start to feel much better, right? When you are preparing for something rather when you are waiting, right? These are two different versions of yourself, right? So if you don't know where to start, just ask yourself, what am I waiting for right now? I'm waiting for something to happen. So what I just said at the beginning of this live, that waiting can become your state of mind, your state of being, right? So you are just waiting for things to happen. Oh, it will happen next week. Oh, it will happen next month. Oh, it will happen. No, 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 no. It will never happen. If I'm sorry. I experience it myself. I always remind myself to stop waiting for things and start preparing, start expecting for things to happen, right? So, okay, so think about is there one thing, go ahead and share in the chat. Is there one thing that you really want to accomplish? So how do you prepare? How do you prepare for things? How do you prepare? So let's say you want a new apartment, right? So you can start and go and buy little things for this apartment. Like you can buy like a welcome doormat, right? Hi everyone, good morning. You can buy a doormat that say welcome, right? Or if you want like a new car, you can go ahead and buy a keychain with the logo of the car. You have it like on AliExpress or whatever, right? Hi everyone. Hi, so good to see you. If you have questions, go ahead and ask in the chat, right? So if you want, so how do you prepare for things? You just go and buy little things, and your mind, because your mind, especially, okay, we know by now that what creates our reality is our subconscious mind, but we have the logical mind, right? The logical mind, it wants proof. It doesn't matter how much you try or how much you make like a lot of efforts, but your mind wants proof. And the only way for you to get this proof is to start preparing for the thing that you want to experience, right? So have this a little, it's just a tiny mindset shift, and it will change your whole experience. Because think about it, when you are waiting for things, okay, yeah, I want this thing, I hope it will come next week. I hope it will come. I just sitting and hoping and waiting, right? No, no, no. You have to start preparing yourself. Like I said at the beginning, let's say if you're just going to travel, let's say you're going to travel somewhere next week, right? So you are going to prepare your suitcase. You are going to, okay, I have all the travel documents. I have my passport. Or I have my clothes. I know what I'm going to wear to this vacation. Right? You start to prepare, and all of a sudden, just notice, you will feel completely different. You will start to feel excited. You will start to feel like, oh my God, it's going to happen. It's already here, right? So this is just a tiny mindset. And what about, so you can start preparing and you can start expecting. So how do you start expecting when your mind is just, not really convinced that you are going to experience it? So the only thing that you have to convince is your mind. So how do you convince your mind? You start to talk to your mind and to affirm it out loud, like your mind is, come on, Limo, you're just waiting. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's never, it didn't happen up until now. Nothing really happened. So like, no, like I know it's going to happen. Like, and look, I've bought this new thing to my apartment, to my new car. You see, you actually start to have a conversation with your mind and to convince them. You say like, I have the proof. And like your mind is like, it won't be able to say anything, right? So someone is asking, that's what I do, keep waiting for the next week. I must stop, it's so hard. Right. So instead of like waiting for next week, start preparing to next week. So if you are waiting for next week, like most likely, what there's something there next week that you want to experience, right? That's why you are waiting for next week. But just think about it, because the only really time that exists is right now, this present moment, and the past and the future don't really exist. So our mind is always in the future or in the past. So if you want to stop future projecting, and there's a difference between future projecting and preparing for the so-called future. There's like a huge difference, because when you are waiting or thinking about, oh, next week, I want to experience this thing next week, you're actually projecting yourself into the future. But when you are preparing, the time is the present moment. You are preparing right now, right? You are preparing right now. You prepare and you expect, right? So what is about next week that you want to experience? Yes, so go ahead and share, right? Go and share. What is next week you want to experience? And I will tell you how to prepare for it, right? So there's a difference. There's a difference between, and I'm not saying to just sit complacent and, okay, it will happen by itself. No, you can, you can make plans. You can think about what you want to experience. You can think about the future or make plans. That's perfectly fine, right? But I'm talking about, you can make plans, but go ahead and go back to the present moment. You know what I'm saying? Because you can make plans for the future, but you don't want to stay in your mind in the future. You want to stay right now, right? You want to stay right now. So if you want to stay right now, the only thing for you to do is to go back to the present moment. So, but you feel really, you don't feel so good because you really want to experience this future event. But just remind yourself, when you want to experience your future event, you are not really experiencing right now your future event, right? So I will repeat it again. When you are thinking about what you want to experience next week or future event or whatever you are not really experiencing, and your mind needs to be convinced that you are experiencing, that it's going to happen, that you have some kind of proof, right? It has to be convinced. So if you're just sitting there, and you know what? And if you're just sitting there thinking about the future or what you want to experience, you're going to feel anxious, right? And you know why and you know why you're going to feel anxious? Because your mind really is going to be confused about it, because you want to experience the here and now. But when you think about the future, it's like, there's nothing I can do. It's in the so-called future, so I'm confused. I can't really do anything. I just can't. Eckhart Tolle said it best, the author of The Power of Now. He said it best that, let me remind what he said. He said that if you want to experience, yes, so your mind is always living in the now, right? Your mind is always living in the now. So when you are going to project yourself into the future, your mind is, will be all over the place. I want to remember what Eckhart Tolle said. It will come to me. Okay, so your mind is going to be all over the place. Oh yeah, he said that Eckhart Tolle said that we don't have like any problems at all. We just have situations that we can handle it right now in this present moment. So think about it. If you think about something next week or something, right? Your mind can't really handle it. You can handle it just what is going to be presented to you right now. You can't really handle a future scenario, right? You don't have any control over it. But what you can do, you can start preparing for it, right? So let's say, my dream home, my dream farm, and my dream car. I want it all. Yeah, the abundance. Of course, of course. So start to prepare your dream home. Your dream home. Of course, if you are, and I know you are in the spiritual manifesting community, so if you are, of course, you visualize, right? Because you visualize. So what is visualization? Is actually to bring symbols, right, and pictures, because picture is the language of your subconscious mind, right? So I know that you are visualizing, but if you want your dream home, go ahead and buy something that you put in your dream home, like a doormat or like a picture that you're going to put on your wall, or like some like plastic plant, something that you put in your dream home, right? Your dream farm. You want a farm. So what do you do in a farm, right? I don't know. You can buy your farm boots, right? Because if you have a farm, most likely you're going to need like a special boots, right? So they buy my mat. Yeah, so that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So every time your mind is just oh no, I'm not convinced that it's really going to happen, or your mind is going all over the place. Just show your mind the mat. But you see, I already have the mat. So, already just show your mind, show them evidence. And like I just put it today on my car, you see this dollar symbols? I just put it today in my car. And you know why? Because I already share it. I am, I have this new book. The new book, it's called Countdown to Riches. Countdown to Riches by Wanda Byrne. She's the one that actually wrote the secret, right? So she's talking about how is it that your subconscious mind, and we already know it as a language, your subconscious mind actually creates 98% of your reality, but your subconscious mind, you want to influence your subconscious mind, right? Because if it creates 97 or 98% of your reality, you want to have some kind of influence, right? So because your subconscious mind, all your true beliefs are in your subconscious mind, right? Because you can tell me, oh, Limo, I have a belief. Yeah, I believe that, I'm going to experience something. I'm going to, have a lot of abundance and stuff. But are those your true beliefs? Your true beliefs are held in the subconscious mind, and actually you want to go and change the program. So how do you change the program? With images. So start to carry images that represent. So I do this like Countdown to Riches book, and she gives you little assignment every day for 21 days, because 21 days, if you're doing something consistently, it can start influencing your subconscious mind. So one of the assignments she gave is to, if you want a lot of abundance, start to have a vision board with things that simple abundance to you. Your dream home, your dream car, symbols of dollars or money. See? I just put it today on my car, right? I daydream with my eyes open. Is that still okay? Yeah. Actually, I do it all the time. And when you are daydreaming or visualizing with your eyes open, it means that you are on a completely different level, right? It means that you have the ability to shut down from your environment, and it doesn't matter what happens around you, you still can hold the picture in your mind. So it means that you are on a completely different level, right? So because at the beginning, because when we want to concentrate, we basically want to, to close our eyes. But if you do it with your eyes open, you're killing it. Yeah. So, okay. So we were talking about, so start to carry symbols of things that you want to experience. Like, one of my goals is to go to travel to Hawaii. I never been to Hawaii, to the Four Seasons hotel in Maui, Hawaii. So I know exactly how the pool there, they have like an infinity pool, and at the edge of the pool you can see like the ocean all around you. It's like, oh my God. So I know exactly how the pool looks like, right? And I have like a lot of things that represent Hawaii on my apartment, right? So if you want to manifest abundance, carry dollar symbols, right? So you can just basically go to Canva. Canva, it's like an app that it's like a designing app, and you can download images for free, and you can just print it in a color, printer, and then you can, or maybe you can do it on your phone. But so every time, what do I tell you this? Because every time you feel down, or you feel like, oh, I'm not going to manifest it, I'm just remind yourself you have those images. No, I'm good, but that's okay. Even from time to time, you can feel like you want to give up, but because you are doing the work, it's not that you are not doing anything, you're not doing like any inspired action, or you're just waiting, right? You are in a state of mind of waiting. No, you've done the work, right? You've done your work. You know exactly what you need. You start, if you are joining right now, we're talking about something powerful that I learned how to shift. You basically shifting from the state of mind of waiting to expecting, right? To preparing. Because when you are preparing, it's like the best state of mind, right? So but that's okay. What I started to say, that that's okay if from time to time you're going to feel like, you know what, I want to give up. I don't know if it's going to, that's okay. This is just part of the process. And actually, a lot of the things that I manifested when I was just about to give up. Because I'm like, you know what? This is actually one of the signs that you're going to manifest what you want. When just before you've done the work, you've done everything, and you visualize, and you have the images, and you bought the mat, and you bought, the thing, and whatever you did, anything, it's just, oh my God, no, I don't want it anymore. I think I'm going just to give up. That's actually a good thing, because when you just so-called give up, you release a lot of resistance. And a lot of things came to me when I actually gave up. When I'm just, you know what? I did anything I could. I don't know what else to do. Universe, higher self. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. And then it came. So if you are doing the work and you have those days or those periods that you like, you know what, I can't do it anymore, that's actually a good sign. Okay, let's see the comments. I get down a lot, sabotage myself, it worries me. No, be compassionate with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Don't worry about your state of being. This is just the mind. This is just your mind coming in the back door. And if you want to start anything, I tell it all the time to my clients, go and read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Go and read this because you will start to understand how the minds work, right? So if you get, that's okay. Actually, you get along with sabotage myself. So I'm going to flip that around. You just said, I get down a lot, sabotage myself, it worries me. Okay, so if you are sabotaging yourself, you have the awareness. So that's a good thing. You have awareness, and 90% of the solution is awareness. So you have the awareness. So you are sabotaging yourself and you are worried about it. So instead of telling yourself, I get down and I'm sabotaging, it worries me, start to be the observer of just you just said. I sabotaging myself like last week I did it. And so instead of starting to be identified with all your worries or your doubt or what have I done, I sabotaging myself, start to be the observer. Okay, so this is what I just did. And immediately when you start to observe it, you will start to feel like some kind of disconnect from this experience you had. And just, I made this example at the past. Let's say you are walking around you're just walking around and you see all of a sudden two people having an argument with each other, and you're just sitting there and you observe, right? And you don't really have like a lot of strong emotions about it. You're just watching two people having an argument. But if you are the person that inside that argument, so you would feel completely different, right? So that's the same example. So if you start to observe your thought or to observe the things that you don't really like, you will start to feel like detachment from your own thoughts, because this is now just the mind making you feel even worse, right? So what you have to do is to start to disconnect and disengage with your own mind, right? The power of now. Thank you, the more. Yeah, Mark Money. What is saying? I will observe from now on. Thank everything you and Mark, amazing teachers. Thank you. Yes, start to observe. Like the power of now is the basic. Everyone, if you want to manifest something, you want to build something on a firm ground, not on a rocky foundation. And when our emotional state is all over the place, we can't really build. And you know what's the paradox? From my experience, 1 second, excuse me. I learned from my experience that when I had my spiritual awakening, my emotional state was all over the place, and I shared it yesterday, like it was few years ago, and I experienced some really bad breakup with someone. And it's really like, I wasn't in a good place, right? Because I really was really attached to that person. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I'm not going to be with him anymore. And I felt really bad. And at a certain point, I didn't really want this person. I just wanted to feel better. And I didn't know that that person actually was the trigger for my spiritual awakening. So I just wanted to feel better. So I started to search for things that will help me to feel better. And at the time I had a coach, and that coach represent to me the concept of being in the present moment. And he showed me actually the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And I practiced everything that he said in the book from 9 to 11 to 12 months. And then I started to feel my emotional state more balanced, right? And you know what's the paradox? The paradox is that when you want to manifest something, but you're, oh, okay, this present moment, to work on my energy, nervous system. No, 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 no. That's the basic. Because when you are start to balance your energy and to work on your nervous system, you know what? You start to be in alignment. And when you are in alignment with the present moment, you don't really need a lot of things to do to manifest. You just become that vibrational match. So after I worked on my energy for 12 months, still things are started to come to me without me even trying. Why? Because I was in the present moment and I was in alignment with the present moment. And the subconscious mind that creates 98% from your reality lives in the present moment. So your whole goal is to be aligned with the present moment, or like Eckhart Tolle that wrote the book said, you have to become friends with the present moment. It's all about, are you able to be friends with the present moment? Because when you are not friends with the present moment, you're always thinking about the future and you're always thinking about the past. And if you want to have like a better future, what do you think? If you want to see what your future is going to look like, look where are your thoughts right now. Because you create your so-called future with the present moment. So your whole goal is to be friends, to become friends with the present moment and to accept things as they are. And when I say to accept things as they are, it doesn't mean that you can't plan for the future or to have goals for the future. You can do both. You can do both. You can make plans and you can start to prepare yourself to the future, and also at the same time be at the present moment and to live your day-to-day life. And you don't have to like your daily life, you just have to accept and become at peace. And this is how you create the alignment between the future version that you want to experience and the present moment. Because if you want to experience something in the future, but you are resisting the present moment and you want to future to save you, you are not aligned with the future version of yourself that already experienced it. So that's why my teachings, you will always hear me saying, be present and be grateful. Right? Because it's all about you becoming friend with the present moment. Because when you are becoming friends with the present moment, you're going to prepare yourself for a better future. So stop waiting for the future and start preparing. How do you start preparing? Go and do some kind of inspired action that will make you feel like you already have, or you already the version of yourself that want to experience it. Right? So let's say, when did you have your spiritual awakening? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah, and that's okay. I went through my spiritual awakening like 6 years ago, I think 7 years ago. But ever since I was 18, I was like, I liked spirituality. I like crystals, and I love crystals, right? But like I always evolved. I thought at the beginning that being spiritual, it's all the crystals and chakras, right? All the new age stuff. don't get me wrong, I like the New Age stuff, but it's not really spirituality. So every time I just evolve and evolve, but the main spiritual awakening that I was experienced, it just like was 7 years ago when I was like at this bad breakup with someone, and it really triggered me. It really triggered me, right? And now I know that it wasn't about the person, it was just the initiation for my spiritual awakening, right? And it's not like, oh, I had my spiritual awakening, I'm good now, I'm good, no challenges. No, no, no. I'm sorry. You have this like one big spiritual awakening, but what I call it, you have like a little small awakenings afterwards. And it's all about the seasons of your life. You have a seasons that you feel better about your life, or you have a season that you have like you don't really feel really good and life presents challenges, right? So it's all about that. But the main thing that I learned from my spiritual awakening, it's all about what's going to save me is this present moment. So when I'm talking about, are you waiting for someone, for something, or for someone, or for things to happen? If you are waiting for something to happen, ask yourself, how can I prepare for this thing right now? Go and buy something, some tangible stuff, some like Mark was saying, he bought a doormat for his new home, right? So if you want to travel, go and issue your passport, right? So like people, there's a saying, if you want to win the lottery, how can you win the lottery if you don't even buy the ticket? So this is the concept. So start preparing instead of just waiting, because waiting can easily start to be a state of mind. Yeah, I'm just waiting for this future event. So if you are waiting for this future event, you are not embodying the version of yourself that already has it, right? So start preparing, stop waiting. And every time, so what do I do, Limor? Every time a thought comes into your mind, oh, okay, I will wait for it. It will happen next week, next year, next once, whatever. Ask yourself, you know what? How can I prepare for this thing right now? Yeah, maybe I can go online and search for this, this new house that I want to purchase. Or how can I decorate this? Like go online, go to, to, I don't know, to things that would show you how to decorate your apartment. Or if you have want a new car. So yeah, you can buy your mat for your car or your steering wheel cover, or you can go online and just go to, like if you want a Lexus, go to the Lexus website. So how do you want the Lexus interior will look like? Do you want like a white leather seats? So just go to the details like it's happening right now. Like I said, like I brought an example at the beginning of the life. Let's say you are traveling next week. So you're going to be prepared, right? Oh, this is my passport is here, right? My suitcase, it's already. You're going to have to think about what am I going to wear, right? So every time you catch yourself waiting for something to happen, ask yourself, oh, am I prepared? Maybe there's something that I should do, right? Maybe I should go online. Maybe I should make this phone call. Maybe, you know what? I know someone that actually bought this car a few years ago. Maybe I will give him a call and, ask for, some tips about the car, or just, oh, are you happy with this car? Are you, just act as if and start to prepare. Start to prepare. So if you have questions, go and ask, or if you are watching the replay, go ahead and make a comment in the comment section. So let's say it again before I go. if you want to stop waiting for someone, for something, for something to happen, ask yourself, am I prepared? Am I prepared for these things? And go ahead and do something. And it doesn't have even to be like tangible stuff. Like I said, go online. It doesn't even have to cost you any money, right? And saturate yourself with images of the things that you want to experience. Like this is what I have in my car starting today. Dollar symbols. Just like if you're having like a bad day, just one look at this stuff and yeah, this is like lovely, you know, right? And it doesn't, if you have a plenty abundance, you still want more abundance, right? So just go ahead and have fun with it and start preparing, right? So thank you so much for watching. I wish you a amazing day, right? And ask yourself, this is a mission for you today. What can I do today to prepare myself for this future event and start to become friends with the present moment? This is the only way for you to merge those two versions of yourself, the future version with the present moment, with the present version of yourself. You want to merge them into one. So practicing being at peace with your present moment and start to prepare to the so-called future. So I'm wishing you so much love and have an amazing day, an amazing week. And I'm going to see you in the next live. Bye-bye. Much love. Bye-bye.